guys, if you're active in the real estate market right now, you know things are changing rapidly, right? So there's some really great things happening, but also some not so great things happening. And I want to point out a couple of these things that you need to be aware of, specifically depending on which type of business model you're running as a real estate investor or agent. It's going to make a big impact on how you run your business going forward. Now, this video is going to have a big impact for house flippers and individuals doing renovations and people that carry properties and understand how important carrying costs are to their bottom line. So let me kind of give you an idea of what I'm seeing right now. So some of you guys know that I'm a top 100 influencer in a company called eXp Realty. So I run a real estate organization of agents that span all across North America. We're in approaching 30 different states right now in multiple countries. And over the past 2 months, just in the past 2 months, we've sold just under 250 real estate transactions. So I have a really good pulse and a unique perspective on what's happening all around the country because I have a lot of data that I think a lot of people don't have firsthand. So I got agents all across the country in micro markets, macro markets. And what we're seeing is the market is, contrary to what people would be thinking, extremely hot right now. So why do I think that's happening? Well, I think it's a number of different reasons. Number one, I think, is because there was a big compression point, a lot of pressure built up with this lockdown, unfortunately, that we all just went through and are still going through, right? And different parts of the country are being affected more than others. But a lot of people had plans to either sell their property or buy a property during the window that everybody could not do this or do it as easily as they wanted to. And it created a lot of backup, I guess you could say, as far as where the energy was going in the market. Now, the other thing is interest rates are extremely low, right? So interest rates are incredibly low right now. So a lot of people want to lock in a great loan on a nice house for their forever money on their forever house, I guess you could say. So I think these two things are kind of creating a lot of energy in the marketplace. So buyers agents have buyers coming to them left and right. A little bit harder to get listings right now, but if you do, you're selling them fairly quickly. In fact, I'm seeing a lot of markets where prices of property values are actually going up. Now, some things that are happening that are not so great is delays are happening because this massive activity, as well as a lot of people let people go from third-party companies, title, mortgage. A lot of people are just stressed out, depressed, anxious, having emotional patterns that are not the norm right now. There are massive delays with a lot of third-party services that you're going to be using. Just from my personal experience here recently, I'm seeing things that I've never seen in my entire career, flipping a bunch of houses and doing a lot of renovations. For example, we had a survey that we needed to order, and the fastest one we could get was 2 weeks, and we had a lot of them telling us over 3 weeks just to order a basic survey. Things like title companies pushing closings out, taking 2 to 3 weeks to do closing that should take literally a handful of days. I'm seeing situations right now where foundation companies, I can't even get a foundation company lined up to do a project within a month in my market, and I'm talking about calling every single foundation company in the area. So these are some things that you have to be concerned about, because when there's delays, this increases carrying costs. And what I want you guys to start thinking about is how to coordinate your rehabs a little bit better, start planning for these delays, start this process earlier and get these things lined up, because just a title or just one house that you're flipping, you can't start anything else until you get the foundation done. For example, I'm not going to go do drywall and do all these fixes when they move the foundation. It's just going to put cracks back in there. So I would start getting these things done, getting everything in place. I'd be building windows of time into your transactions that you normally don't do. I'd be budgeting for higher carrying costs. And when it comes to closing transactions, I mean, we had a title company about cost us a deal literally this week that we're dealing with. Quite incredible. And what I'm seeing is there's a lot of stress in the marketplace. I think people are all backed up, they're overwhelmed. We just went through a very stressful time. And a lot of people are kind of getting outside of the professional realm of how they would be operating, I guess you could say. And if you get outside your buying window, outside your contract date, you could potentially lose a deal if you have big earnest money up. So you really want to make sure you're working with title companies that are on top of the ball right now. You want to make sure that you're getting everything in immediately. Don't think just because you can get something normally done or ordered in 7 days or less, because it may take 2-3 weeks now. I'm seeing in some markets, and I'm hearing the same thing from other investors. Just curious to know what you guys are seeing, but I've never seen delays like this in my career. So the market's extremely hot, moving hot, which is great, but at the same time, there's some real risks because you could be losing transactions, you could have major delays. Also, what I'm seeing is because the market's also hot, we're having a hard time finding properties at a really good discount as well. So these are just some of the things I wanted to kind of point out, guys, for you, is that if you're gonna be doing flips, make sure you're budgeting extra time, make sure you budgeted extra expense for carrying costs into your numbers. and just expect delays right now. I don't know, guys, what do you think? Are you seeing this too? Give me your opinion. Put it in the comment box below. I'm curious to know what you guys are seeing in your market, but that's what I'm feeling in my own business. Hope you guys have a good day, and just wanted to give you guys this little bit of information to be aware of.